Today I want to give you guys 3 tips on how to get more jobs just using your drone for real estate photography. Stick around. What's up? Welcome back everybody. My name is Original Dobo and here on my channel I do drone and tech related content. So if that's at all interesting, definitely go ahead, smash that subscribe button before you leave this video. Seriously, it's free. So real estate photography with just a drone is incredibly tough. I realized very quickly that I needed to do so much more than just photography only with the drone. To demonstrate, this is a cupcake. Now this cupcake represents a photo shoot that I do for a client. Now the wrapper of the cupcake, this is how I deliver it to the client. And this could be Dropbox, this can be Google Drive, doesn't matter. This is how I deliver it. This portion of the cupcake is the videos and the photos that I've shot. The frosting, well, that's the edit of those photos and the videos. And then if you can see on top of here, the little frosting, that's sort of the style or the uniqueness or the flares or transitions that I add into the videos or my edits to make them a little bit more unique. And this right here, this is my drone work. It's about 10%. I'm not gonna waste this cupcake. I'm gonna eat it all. But I get it. Some of you aren't ready to take on the whole cupcake and you just bought a drone, you got your 107 and you wanna make money. So how do you secure jobs that just require aerial photography? Well, tip number 1 is to look for listings that need a little bit of pizzazz. They may have been sitting on the MLS for up to 30 days or more, and the photos don't have any drone or aerial shots of the surrounding area or the property. A great instance is you may want to target properties that sit on a golf course and you notice that there are no photos of that golf course in position to the house. You may want to reach out to that realtor and say, hey, I noticed this house sits on a golf course, but there's no visible site of that golf course. I'd like to take some photos for you, show you what we can do, help you move that listing a little bit quicker. There's 2 ways you can go about this. You can either do this pro bono and with the contingency that if the realtor likes what they see, they'll continue using you. Or you can just give them a charge and give them a very competitive charge. We'll talk more about how you develop the pricing on tip number 3, but that's a great move. I always look for listings that have been sitting online for up to 60 days, even sometimes 30, that the realtor needs to get moving on, because honestly, if it's sitting there and it's not selling, the client may think about choosing another agent to move their property. So anything that can help sell a home quicker, they'll want to go with. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to work with local photographers that don't have a license to offer drone services, or they just don't have drone services, period. Maybe they don't know how to fly. There are some people that just don't know how to. Call them, work with them directly. Now, however, when you do this, you're not going to be able to charge them what you charge directly to an agent. Let's face it, the photographer set a price to the client's going to pay them, and then they're going to in turn pay you out of whatever they told the client was the price. So if they're charging, let's say for instance, $150, it would be totally outlandish of you to say, I'm going to charge you $75 for 5 or 6 exterior photos. Just doesn't make sense. You're not going to be able to get away with pricing like that. So you need to give them competitive pricing that makes it beneficial for them to use you as a service. And keep in mind that just because you have to sacrifice a little on one job doesn't mean you can't make more on the next. You're building relationships. You're building partnerships with these photographers that they're going to learn to trust you. And honestly, I've done this for a couple of them already, and the work I've done, they'll continue using me, or if they have a job that just needs aerial, they'll recommend me, and then I can give a higher price because that's the only service that I'm offering that particular agent. Tip number 3 sort of goes back to using the photographer in a way that will help let you set pricing, and maybe not the ones that don't specifically offer drone service, but the ones that do offer drone services, you need to call and you need to sort of pretend that you are an agent. This is called price shopping. I do this all the time. I did this for my automotive shop when I had it. I would call local competitors and find out what their labor rates are. Same rule applies here. Call your local photographers and say, hey, do you offer drone services? If they say they do say, hey, I'm a local agent, I'm looking to get some aerials of some properties, I'm just trying to get a roundabout price as to what you were charging for these services. And I would do this to maybe 3 or so photographers to sort of gauge an average in your area. Once you have an average price set, then you can sort of devise whether or not you want to be higher in the market, lower in the market, or right in the middle. And honestly, I can't advise you one way or the other. I sort of went very aggressive and I took the bottom end, and I'm slowly ballooning my services as I refine my skills. My skill reflects my price, and that's just sort of been my tactic. And I've been slowly increasing the prices as I go and as I refine those skill sets. But I still want to be the most competitive because I'd rather have some work than no work. That's sort of been my philosophy, but yours may be different. You may want to price your work out accordingly. And again, this only really applies for real estate photography only. There's a lot of other niches in this genre, but I just focus on this because I found it the most interesting. And honestly, I really do find it to be like sort of a form of art, taking a house, taking a property and making it look a specific way. But again, I would still recommend eventually trend into interiors, trend into so much more, because it is a lot easier to market yourself when you offer all the services and you can be a one-stop solution. And if there is a bonus tip I can offer you, target lands as well. A lot of times too, I'll look through the MLS and I'll find land listings, and like literally they just have like a Google Earth and they've drawn out like this outline, which it's okay, but they're not very high resolution photos. And a nice high aerial pic of that land could do so much better than a Google Earth, I don't know, download, copy and paste type of thing. It's just something I noticed agents were doing when they're selling like vacant lots or something like that. So I've done a couple of those and was able to charge pretty reasonably. And honestly, if you're making 50, 60 bucks a shoot for just selling a couple of photos, that's really not that bad. And it's 50 or 60 bucks more than you had before. Anyways, I hope this helps you in understanding how I'm securing some of these jobs. And if you guys are interested in more of these types of videos, let me know down in the comments section below. Sort of enjoy talking about them and seeing you guys progress as you grow with your businesses. As always, stay original.